This episode, you'll see our passage plan from St. Lucia to St. Vincent, discover what happens when a massive current sends the boat in the wrong direction, get a candid explanation as to what we thought of the island, view 2 different bays, find out what St. Vincent's largest export is, take a walk in the rainforest with us, and end our time together with a beautiful sunset.
Passage plan from Mayreau Bay down to St Vincent. It's going to take 7 hours and about 43 miles it is. So we're in here, customs is here, we're going to get some fuel from here and then come out down along this line, out St Vincent, down through in between the islands and come into this bay here. And I don't try to pronounce that one because I'm sure to get it wrong. We're going to anchor overnight and go into the customs and immigration, book in.
So today we sailed to St. Vincent, and we were a little bit apprehensive about going to St. Vincent in the first place, so we were non-committal as to whether we were going to stop or not.
Yeah, if we didn't want to stay we could go to Bequia, which we know and love. But we really wanted to see St Vincent because we've heard so much about it, so much negative stuff about it, that sometimes it just puts you off. And I think sometimes you just got to forget what the negative is and do your own little research. And if you feel comfortable, then you go.
Because in 2016, when we last were in the area, we decided to pass St. Vincent, and then we had quite a few cruisers say, oh, don't pass it, it's a good island, and you know, there are issues there, but we were new to cruising, so we played it safe. Yeah. So this time we wanted to go back and actually see what it was like. We set off from St. Lucia and we weren't sure 100% if we were going to go. We just had to see how things went.
It's a good job we got tax-free fuel because the wind wasn't very strong out there. Even though we were reefed up, because we've heard that it can be quite, and we've sailed from St. Lucia to St. Vincent when we went down to the Grenadines a couple of years ago, and we got a little bit caught out, so we played it safe and reefed up. But it was very easy sailing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of boring actually.
Yeah.
Some of the long passages, you know, especially when there's not much wind, it gets really boring. So we all just lay around, sometimes read a book and just stare off into space.
But it's nice. It's nice. You can just chill out because people might think that we're chilled out all the time, but we're not. We're doing boat jobs, we're sightseeing and everything. We're just chilling out and just relaxing. It was actually quite nice.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it actually. So.
And when we go sailing, it's the one thing that stops me from working on the computer or cooking or cleaning or doing something with Sienna. You're right.
I do more cooking.
No, you don't do more cooking. And anyway, it's the mental space it takes to plan the food that is the real work. Actually, when we crossed the channel, it was a bit strange because we were being pushed out towards Panama.
The red line is where we're pointing and the green line is where we're going. So there must be a lot of current coming against us. And we're only doing 2.9 knots. It's going to be a long sail. We're going that way and we're doing 1.3 knots, but we're actually doing 1.3 knots sideways. The current is blowing us to Panama.
So is it time to turn the engines on?
Yes.
Yes, because I told you I got to the ETA, and this how many hours it was. It was 147.
Hopefully it might change when we get down below the bottom of St. Lucia. Wish us luck. Okay, as you can see now, it's about 3 hours after I was telling you that we were heading that way. We're now going beautiful sailing straight down, and now we're doing that speed, which I'm much happier about. When we got into the bay that we don't want to pronounce, all the boat boys came out and they were aged from 60s down to 6. planks, I would have said.
Yeah.
And some of them are on planks of wood that they'd made into little boats. So it's just, you just have to be prepared for that in St Vincent. It is a little bit more of boat boys. They are knocking on your boat, asking anything from biscuits to, can I have your outboard and dinghy please? We gave them some food, and then Rondo gave them some food, and then they came back to us and we gave them juice and that, but they gave them Coke and something else, and they goes, they give us much better food, have you got anything? So they are really, the kids are really cheeky, but you can have a laugh with them. The lads, they took us into customs and immigration, and then they were trying to get us to use them to go up to the volcano, go and see the waterfalls and everything. So you just be prepared for it, you know. And we just said, we'll see. We haven't decided what we're doing yet. But they were fine with that. It wasn't an issue at all.
Yeah, and I think it's important to feel okay about saying no. You know, after I gave the little boys, I gave them some drinks and some food. They asked for more for their family, and I think I gave them like one more granola bar and one more, I don't know, like can of juice or something, and then they asked for more, and I said no, that's, you know, that's it, that's all we've got. So
then you asked for the dinghy.
No, they actually asked for a wakeboard.
Oh, wakeboard, yeah.
And I said, well, we don't have one, and they said, well, the next time you come, can you bring us back one? So I imagine someone did give someone in the village a wakeboard, because that's why they're asking.
Yeah, which is, I understand what they're coming from, but they weren't going to get it off us, I'm afraid, sorry.
Yeah, but that bay is actually known to be quite swelly, and it was. It was very swelly. So the next day we moved down to Cumberland Bay.
We're going to motor back out and around and come into into here, into Cumberland Bay, and that's where you drop anchor and take a line ashore, and it's supposed to be absolutely beautiful, so we're really looking forward to it.
So thank you,
Chateau Belair Bay. I hope we said it right.
Yeah, it was a bit rolly.
Bit rolly.
It was a really beautiful kind of very quiet sail. It had rained out and it looked like fairies were in the mountains, and St. Vincent is probably the most luscious, greenest,
most definitely,
like green dense island that we've ever come across. And so it was just another really relaxing kind of journey down to Cumberland Bay.
Well, it was so short that we just eased the motor in and just motored down. It's only like 3-4 miles, and when you go into the bay, it's just beautiful. And they filmed some Pirates of the Caribbean in there, and in the Willoughby Bay, which is the next bay down. It's just so beautiful. Guys came out and helped us with the line ashore, which is really, really helpful. Because you anchor, you go stern to, and you just put a really long line out, and they tied us to a tree, I believe, or a post or something.
The smell here is incredible. I don't know what it is, but it smells green. It smells lush. So it looks to me that we've got two boats, sailboats, at the back of the bay there, and they are, it looks like anchored with a line going back ashore. So I think that's the area we gotta aim for. 67 meters deep here.
Ava. Hi Ava, I'm Simon.
Hello.
Thank you.
I help you with the line. What is the rate? We go 12 meters. The line. 35 meters up in. Then you give to me the stone line.
So 35 meters.
Yeah, I remember you one. Yeah. First time.
To the gentleman there, and he rowed it back to the shore. So now Dow is going to pull in the anchor, which is going to pull us forward. And I think what we're doing is dropping on a ledge. The back is pulling tight.
Yeah. Dig.
Rondo's here. We have our anchor out, and we have a line to the back. And what we've done is we've tied fenders all along the side of our boat. What effectively is going to happen is Rondo's going to do the same thing as us. They're going to anchor and then have a line going back, but they're also going to be alongside us. So it's called rafting. So we're going back. We tried to like raft together, but it just wasn't working. So they're gonna just be real close. But what I did find a bit difficult is when we were doing all this, there was maybe 5 boat boys that all came to the boat at the same time.
Yeah.
And then once we were tied up, they kind of hovered around waiting for you to look at their menu or buy some necklaces or buy some fruit. And you know, it was okay. I wish they would realize that we don't want to be kind of hounded like the second we get there.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
It got a bit annoying after like the 7th person that came to your boat. So St Vincent, that was the downside of it for us a little bit.
One guy was great. We said we wanted some fruit and he brought us back some fruit. Didn't push us to take more, that was fine. Not once did we feel unsafe.
No.
I would say it's definitely worth going because it is beautiful. Definitely worth taking a land trip to see the waterfalls.
Oh, it's stunning. It's the most beautiful country.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. I would definitely stay again. You just got to get used to the boat boys. That's all I would say.
Yeah, and maybe from the get-go be really firm. Don't be indecisive. Don't say yeah, maybe. I think you should almost go in and say, you know, maybe buy a necklace, buy a little fruit or something and say, I'll have a drink at your bar. But you have to be real firm and not delude them to the fact that you might later want something, because they keep coming back. The island's really, really non-touristy. It's kind of really run down. The roads are in really bad shape. Unfortunately, we learned that the biggest export out of St. Vincent is marijuana.
Allegedly.
No, I don't think it's alleged.
Somebody said that, so we'll yeah.
Yeah, I think you can Google it and it says it.
Oh, okay. We haven't got Wi-Fi, so we can't Google it.
Our tour guides, you know, explained to us that, again, unfortunately, you know, the children are growing up to think that the best thing to do is to grow marijuana. So it's kind of a sad state of affairs. They have no problem with food. The island is very lush. They have lots of mangoes and lots of food, apparently.
Yeah.
But they don't have any industry or any way of making money. Overall, the island was beautiful. Most of the people were really fantastic. We did feel safe. We'll definitely go again.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would definitely suggest doing a land tour, going to see the waterfall we saw. There's many more things you can go see.
Yeah.
And next time we'll go see more.
Yeah, apparently the volcano is stunning, and the walk up there is supposed to be the most beautiful in the whole of the Caribbean. So that's something we're going to do at a later date.
Yeah.
Go. Try it out for yourself.
Wow, and it's Sienna take a shower.
I'm gonna get wet.
Of course you're gonna get wet. We're all piling into the dinghy.
This we call this a sugar cake, so that's sugar apple. Going up in that tree and just pick and eat and full my belly.
Yeah. Stop. Well, that was absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend a visit to these waterfalls. It's just green and beautiful, and it's not a hard hike to get to the waterfalls, which is really nice. come to an end. We're just gonna heat up some chili we made up earlier, and us and Rhonda will enjoy that, and then wake up tomorrow for another lovely day. Is that okay? This is why we can't do video when you're on the boat, Sienna. Sorry!
This is a cruising life with an 8-year-old daughter who's very active.
Eat. Gotta stop that.
Oi, Andrew! We're videoing. If we haven't got kids, we got Andrew.
Yeah.
Spoiling it all.
Well, it's your top lip then.
Feels like I'm picking my nose.
Remember to visit sailingbritican.com to find out more about our sailing guides, Britican Club, and learn about our week-long Britican live-aboard sailing experience offering.